What's up, DR fam? Hope everybody had a great Thursday. Man, what a day, what a day, what a day. If you were following DR rules today, you actually had a phenomenal day. Or you had, a good day, all right? But let's talk about DR. I just took a peek at the NQ. We didn't really confirm until later on with the drop, so we'll take a peek at that. But ES today was on fire. Again, if you were following your rules. All right, so here we go. All right, so let's start off our DR range, which I believe was around 18, 19 points. Let me see if I can get a reading on that one. I don't need that. I need this. So that's what 15 to 33. So let's say 18. So 18-point range. So within our range of influence, as we like, that 16 to 20 plus. Giving us room, giving price room to maneuver. All right, so let's point out some things that we talk about a lot. Again, we see here price was forming, and it just went like basically straight down, right? So that lets us know with some degree of certainty. As I use like 60% as my number, that we would probably be going down for the day. Don't ask me why that works, but it just seems to work. All right. And that kind of sets my bias for today or for the day. All right, so next couple things that we got here, we confirm here right around 11 o'clock. All right, and with that confirmation, the next thing that happens is our retrace, right? So if you're looking at this and you're playing it closely, let's see if we can zoom in a little bit here. All right, so confirmation here, retrace here. All right, order. You can put it here on the IDR, or you could just put it, actually on the DR, right? And so that's basically, I did IDR for that one. That's 46.16. And then you have this candle here that comes down to 46.11. So you got your 5 points there. Pretty easy trade there. Price comes back up. Now, I will tell you one thing that happened to me here is I actually got back in on this candle, okay? And so price came down. It might have been this candle, or I can't remember. I think it was this candle. But anyway, regardless, it came down about 2 or 3 points and it started moving back up against me. And so based on this kind of movement, I just went ahead and closed the trade out. I think I took like 1 point off of that trade. And some, again, strictly in scalp mode, because I didn't want price to go against me. So, again, just sticking to your plan, following your rules. That's kind of how I did that one, just to get out and not be worried about trying to wait for, for me to be right. Just take what you can get and get out, right? So nothing wrong with a scalp, especially if you're running 2 contracts on the minis, all right? Because that's still $100, all right? So anyway, so next trade that came in was right here, right? We were back above the IDR. We came here, so that's where the order was. Start coming back down, and again, you got another. I want to say it's another 4 or 5 points there. I can't remember which one that was, but anyway, that was another pretty easy trade. Okay, and then here comes the fun for the day, right? So right around around 12, we had this movement up. Okay. Now, one thing I will tell you is I had an order. Once we went here, with that candle, we went above again. I put an order on IDR. Okay, I did have an order there, but I never got picked up, which is a good thing, right? So again, that's if we talk about the ladder strategy, that's what we're looking at, right? We're saying, I want to be on the closest rung to price. So in this case, when price goes above, I'm here. All right, and if you notice what happens when we got up here to this blue line, which is our 0.5 fib. So now all of a sudden that becomes my closest rung. So once we go above it, right, my order is now placed on 0.5 fib. Okay, so got that right there. Price come out, picked me up. Had a little bit of some consolidation here for about 15 minutes. Even went back up a little bit, so it ended up like a negative for a second there. Then we had this massive drop here. Okay, now here's where it gets a little bit frustrating, right? Because for me, I had set a order for 10 points. Okay, I set an order for 5, and then I moved it to 10, and then I got distracted doing something else. All right, so what ends up happening is I'm in here on 0.5 fib, actually over here, but I'm in 0.5 fib. Comes here, comes out about 10 points. I was like 24, and definitely got it at 14. Once I moved it down, got distracted. Would have moved my stop down to my stop loss would have been at 19 once I lock in those 5 points. And you see what happens after that, right? We took all this down, and honestly, if you see, this was just an amazing run. So literally from here to, let's say, down here, that's what, 50 points. That's just phenomenal. So if you were lucky enough to kind of stay in that trade, or unlucky enough not to have a take profit and just kept running down, which ended up being lucky, then congratulations. Again, just an awesome trade for today. That was the move. Now, what I will say, let's say you didn't get here, or you didn't get in here, okay, and price comes down here. Now you have other opportunity that you could have gotten in and taken some points off of this thing, right? So, so we're out of DR now, right? So DR is done. It's from a perspective of, getting in on one of the latter trades. But if you look here, we have a bearish fair value gap with price that came back up into it to test it. All right, order here at the bottom of that fair value gap. All right, nice. And that's still probably about a good 20 something points there. There's another one even at after 3 o'clock, 3:30. Here's another one that you could have potentially jumped into for a quick scalp down. Now, one thing that happened, and we talk about this a lot sometimes as well. So I was actually in a trade here, and I said, I really want to get to this 45.57 because that was where we had a daily sell side liquidity. Okay, now remember what happens when we get to a sell side or a buy side. Price tends to grab the liquidity and reverse, right? And so if you notice what happened right at that time, we came in, we took the sell side out, and then next thing you know, we are right back up here. We test out another bearish fair value gap, but kind of just consolidate. That's the end of the day, right? That's actually after 4. So nothing happening there. But just remember, like, these are little things that you can look at and potentially get some pretty easy scalps off of if you're paying attention, right? So, like, we know if we hit a major sell side liquidity or buy side liquidity, a lot of times price is going to reverse back up for at least a 5 to 10 point move. Okay, and that's what we end up getting today. So, just wanted to point that out. If you took that trade, that's awesome. But again, it's probably about 4 or 5 trades within that run that we could have taken, and hopefully you got a piece of that. I had some folks say like, "Oh, I was second guessing myself, or I didn't want to do that." Don't second guess yourself, right? Take the trade. If it doesn't work out, cut it, right? That's what that button is for. Cut the loss. Set your stop loss where it's where it's something where you can handle the risk. But if not, let it play itself out. So that's the best advice I can give anybody on that. And it's hard to do because you're always like, "Oh, I don't want to lose any money." But everybody who trades that does it for real is going to lose money. All right. So anyway, that's all. You know what we say at the end. Love on your family. Never know when you won't be able to do it. So take advantage of the opportunity. And we will see you guys on the next one. All right. God bless and good night.